Hey everybody!
How's it going?
Oh, our camera needs focus. Focus power.
We're out of focus.
We are.
But we are here. I swear we're mentally focused.
Ooh, it's so weird. Come on, focus. Clap, clap. I don't know why this goofy camera seems to do that every now and again. We had it set perfect, ready to go on stage, ready to go live, and it gets all goofy. All right, Bill, you give us something to focus on. I'm going to say hello to everybody. So first of all, welcome. Happy Sunday. It is the day after a major holiday, the 4th of July. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe our camera's partaking a little too much libations yesterday. Yeah, we're focused one more time. Focus power. Slowly come out. Slowly come out. No. Rats. Well, anywho, we'll get it figured out. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Our special guest for the show is here, Mr. Francis Colchar. We call him Larry.
Larry.
Thanks for joining us. Our friends, our epic RV adventure. Not quite first, but we'll be eating Whataburger in a few days. So,
Rats. You dirty rat.
Savage.
Bernie, I don't want to hurt you, Bernie. You gotta move.
RV Underway is here. Hey, guys.
How's
Thanks
it going?
for joining us. Storm knocked us off. Ooh, bummer. They are also fans of Whataburger, but prefer the In-N-Out. Yeah, on the West Coast.
It's going to be this close.
Oh, maybe that's it. We'll lean in. No, it still doesn't have me. But yeah, we do like the In-N-Outs. But man, there's something about the Whataburger. It's that much better. I can't explain it. Maybe take it off of where we have it. Here, I guess we'll scooch us in. See if that helps. So weird. No? I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. Camping Therapy is here, listening while cooking supper. What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Sounds delightful. And then, of course, our friends and moderators, and fantastic moderators they are. Mel Nettie, Living Free, Zip Codeless. Hey, guys. Good to see you here. Who else we got? Ah, yes. KNR Destinations in the house.
Are you not doing anything?
Yeah, it's darkening it, but it's not changing the... They focus power. Let's see who else rolled in. Ah, Miss Susan with New Horizons. Hey, good to see you.
Oh, what a crummy deal.
Oh, that's annoying. Here, we'll take it off. And we'll... Oh.
Whoopsie. That'll help. Boy, are we going to have to edit the beginning of this. Because that is not good.
It's using the webcam of... Well, we could do that. It's using the webcam on the laptop, which isn't as lovely. Oh, Bill's going to select a new one.
Well, I'm sorry.
There we go. Is it working? We're clear! It's working! He fixed it.
We'll just throw away the first couple minutes, go back and say, hello, oh, you own a Whataburger, Michael.
Yes.
You scoundrel.
Oh, good gracious. And our friend, Miss Carolyn from Utah. Hey, girl.
How's it going?
Hello. Meant to be RVing is in the house.
Hello there.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming on. Catching up in the chat.
Hey, Susan. The camera loves me. It loves me.
What are you talking about?
Susan said, or maybe it's Jim.
Oh, it doesn't like Bill.
Ah.
It still seems a little out of focus. If I come in a wee bit.
It's such a
Vogue.
fast lens. It's too fancy.
Maybe. That's how it happens all the time. Yeah, but he fixed it. So, I mean, there's that, right?
It happens all the time.
You're so silly. Posh Cats Camping, hello. Happy July 5th to you all.
Happy July 5th. Glad we celebrated yesterday our freedom. Those tyrannists in England.
Calm down. Calm down.
King George.
Okay. We were watching Hamilton yesterday. But it's good to see our friends from the UK here. We love you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. And I believe that the July 4th was actually super popular for you guys too, because it was like the official, unofficial first day of camping over in the UK, which is awesome, especially after all the lockdowns and COVID and stuff. For sure. For sure. Susan has never heard of the Whataburger.
She never had one.
No. Oh, girl.
You need to get out. Get out of there.
Like
Smoking Mountain.
We're not like huge, like fast food peeps, but Whataburger, man, that's where it's at for sure. Six Pack Gardening. Hey, girl.
How's it going?
Thanks for joining us. Brian E. Stevens. Apparently, he doesn't like your hair.
I guess.
That's
but thanks. My brother messages me and says, what? It says that your live doesn't start till 9 p.m. So then I said, what? Why? We need to get on right now. No one's going to be there, man.
Yeah, he legit had a meltdown. I was like, chill, baby. It's fine. It's all good.
And get, man. Yeah. I chilled out.
RVer Underway says the camera's fine. It's just that you two are out of focus today. You know.
Probably. We were just trying to film a little bit. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thanks, K&R. We are, as Bill likes to say, mildly entertaining.
Mildly entertaining. If you're here to be mildly entertained, you're in the right place.
That's right. Yeah. No more touchy, Bill. Oh,
touching,
you look better on the other setting. Well, you know, we're doing what we can. So, Carolyn is doing pretty darn good in South Central Utah.
Pretty good. South Central.
It sounds gangsta. South Central. Maybe just the way you say it. Let's see. Oh, Malnetti and Our Epic RV Adventure. They're talking about a meetup. They're inviting them to Abilene. It's about 5 hours away. Hey, what's 5 hours when you're an RVer? That's like a short trip. Yeah. Posh Cat says, you're very animated again. Careful of your blood pressure. Yes.
I know.
Yes. And luckily, you know, he's pretty healthy yet. And blood pressure is good, but we want to keep it that way for sure. For sure. Northwoods RV Live is here. Hey.
How's it going?
Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Have we caught up yet? We're almost there. Oh, Beyond Beauty is in the house.
What
hey.
Up? I need to do my homework. We're always running around on Sunday, it seems, and I need to look at your thumbnail. I think I saw something earlier. Tell us what you're doing. So we can talk about it.
Yeah, because she is on after our live stream, of course. And we're excited. We're trying to plan a little meetup because we are not far away from one another. So hopefully soon we'll have something nailed out. Hammered out. Nailed down. Yeah. Rickbo's Rides. Hello, my peeps. Thanks for joining us today, sir. Bob's Adventures in the house. Hey.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in. Mr. Graham Patterson, another one of our friends from across the seas. We are so happy to have you here.
Holy cow, Mary Stevens. Did my mom figure out how to use the interwebs? She's logged in. She's chatting. Hey, Mom.
Yep. Hey.
If you haven't seen my mom in live action, go back to our Mother's Day Live and you can see our special Mother's Day interviews.
Yes. We won't forget you, Six Pack Guardian. Guardian. I mean, you could be guarding the six packs because, I mean, those are pretty legit. But no, we will not forget you. We see that you're getting ready in the green room. So let's see. Are we caught up? Are we about there? I think so. No, we don't see you, Mary. We just see your chitty chat.
Oh, we see your chat. Yes. Ooh, delicious.
Ooh.
Larry brought a snack. We better bring him up or he's not going to share.
Will you quit? Beyond Beauty is doing horror movie trivia tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
That's right. I saw that.
Yes. I'm a big scaredy cat. I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of scary things, but I love a good horror movie, so that would be fun.
So after this, you need to go over to Beyond Beauty 3.
Yes.
Do some horror movie trivia. Last week, we went over there. We participated in the rock, paper, scissors for the first time. I always heard about it, and I always wondered how it worked.
Yep.
Pretty flawless. Pretty neat.
Got another family member, Light Beamer, a.k.a. Dad, is in the house.
What's up?
Hey, Dad. Good to see you. And I think that's it. We're caught up.
We are caught up.
We are caught up.
So what's new with us? We conquered. What am I saying?
I don't know.
Yesterday we had a little bit of 4th of July fun.
Yes.
We hung out. We had a family game time. Played some Risk.
World
I conquered
domination.
the world. I dominated.
This time, we'll let him have that. Yeah.
She let me win. It was kind of funny because we played with the kids
Mm-hmm.
and they're all about video games, Fortnite, all this stuff. I said, I'll tell you what, whoever wins this game gets to pick which game we play as a family next. And the kids said, "Ooh, let's team up against Mom and Dad."
Bad move, kids.
Nah,
Bad move.
they lost.
Yeah,
Big time.
we're cutthroat, man. No mercy.
That's right.
That's how they learn best, right? There's no sugarcoat in the real world.
That's right.
Yep.
So then when we cooked out, we watched the first half of Hamilton. The kids were actually kind of into it because we were quizzing them, making sure that they understood what was going on in the musicals. Sometimes it's hard to follow if it's just nonstop singing and music, but I think they enjoyed it and they kind of told us what was happening in it.
Yeah,
so
it was interesting. Cool. I know that Hamilton was super popular, but I'm not like a big show tunes girl. Like, we have gone to see Les Miserables, probably your favorite musical, and that was really fun. And of course, Phantom of the Opera happens to be one that I really enjoy. But so I didn't really know what Hamilton was about, but it was so far it's been interesting because it's like post signing of the Declaration of Independence, and yeah. And then, of course, it focuses on Hamilton. But the score is so unique because it's a very modern score. They have like a little bit of rap and a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of jazz, and like when you're toe tapping and getting down, like, yeah, it's a good time. So if you have Disney Plus, it's free on Disney Plus. So yeah, we enjoyed checking that out.
If you don't have it, get the free trial. Watch Hamilton, then cancel.
You could. Totally. RV Media creators, the dynamic duo, at it again. Yeah. Oop. Okay.
Bill looks like he really loves show tunes. I do. I like him a lot. Actually, when we were in high school, there was a couple, the people in our class. I went to a high school where it was kind of like a boarding school. We were out there during the week, came home on the weekends. There was a couple of guys that were actually into Les Miserables, and one of the priests that was out there really enjoyed it also, and he was the English teacher, and I happened to be our dean, freshman dean, so we took a class trip to see Les Miserables. And I guess, yeah, usually when you see something live, I think for me it's like that with other things also, like baseball, sports, whatever. You go see something, and then you're into it. So yeah, so we went and saw that. I got into it. So I don't know a lot about other musicals too much.
Well, we tried watching Rent because Billy Joel, who you're a fan of, no?
Wrong.
Well, I don't know. We tried watching Rent, and
there is a show tune. We keep saying show tunes. There's a Broadway show, theatrical production called Moving Out.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. But anyway, we tried watching Rent, and I was like, God, do they ever stop singing? And I just couldn't get into it. So, hey, Diary of a Family. Good to see you guys here. And Mel Nettie is rocking the thumbs up post. So, yes, if you are mildly entertained, hit that thumbs up. Or, I mean, if this is just too wacky for you, you could hit the thumbs down. Just hit it twice.
2 times. Yeah, so then we ended up the night. We watched it. They said, "Oh, it's 9 o'clock." Normally, I'm like, "Okay, kids, bedtime." She's like, "Whoa, no, wait."
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a fireworks show. Let's go drive, see if we see the fireworks.
Yeah, because at the campground that we're at, you can't light off fireworks. They're not allowing visitors, that kind of thing. But we're very close to the marina. And that was the only fireworks show that Springfield was still having going on. Like, they canceled their big show at the Capitol. They canceled the parade. So this was like the one and only city-sanctioned 4th of July celebration. And of course, the marina was crazy packed. Like, the highway to the marina was crazy packed. But we went off kind of on the side road around the lake and just popped a squat next to the road. And we got ourselves like a nice front row seat of the fireworks show. It was great.
Yep. Pretty neat.
Yeah. So that was our 4th of July celebration.
Other than that, it's been hot.
Yeah.
We're actually tackling some stuff with that's the video that we're working on. It's 91 degrees outside, and I think it's, well, the AC finally shut off, but it's 83 degrees in the RV.
Yeah.
And we just keep bumping it up another degree. And so we're going to be, there's a video coming of how you can help do a little bit of maintenance on your AC.
And some modifications.
Things you do to help keep your RV cooler. That'll be coming.
Yep.
And I can't wait for it to come because it is warm. That's why we're inside.
A little bit.
Apologize if you hear the AC, but we're not going to shut it off.
It's okay. Boris has his hat on.
Boris and Natasha will break your cell phone.
No, that was the remote. But in any case, it should block any noise, any wind noise, any noise. So yes, Boris is with us.
That's right.
We love him. But yeah, oh yes, RV media creators, they get to join in the hot and humid weather for sure. Like, we've talked about, you know, we're from the Midwest, so we remember the hot, humid summers, but you kind of forget like how miserable it is. Like, when you walk outside and your skin just feels sticky and you just instantly start sweating. It's not fun. So, but yeah, that's been our week. The video that we did release this past week was our quarantine spa day. Us girls, along with Carolyn and her daughter Emma of Diary of a Family, had a little spa day when we were together in Reno. So it's just kind of fun. It's a short little 5-minute video. So if you haven't seen it, head on over. It's fun.
Hello, Lindy Okie.
What's up, girl? Thanks for joining us.
I always want to ask you, are you boomer sooner or are you a cowboy? Because that's everything to me is college sports for some reason.
The foosball. And Miss Van Life with Sheena Payne. Thanks for coming in. So, okay, we've been yakking on for almost 20 minutes. Let's get to our point today.
Yeah, that's right. The other day, so our kids take piano lessons weekly. They're excelling thanks to their awesome teacher.
Yes.
And when we were down, we met them down in Florida, which was over a year ago. And they started telling us they've been looking into RVing and maybe full-timing or extended period of time.
Yep.
Traveling in an RV. Boomer!
Boomer sooner.
So the other day, they reached out and like, hey, can we just kind of pick your brain? We're going to go RV shopping. And we talked about some things.
Yeah.
And then it was funny. Well, when we got off the call, Natasha said, we should have been rolling a camera.
I'm like, dude, that's a video. Our conversation.
And then Larry said, you know what? He messaged us and said, man, we should have done that for your YouTube. I'm like, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So we thought, yes, we've already had a little bit of conversation about, you know, getting into the RV life and things to look for and things to avoid. But all of you guys are fellow experts. You guys, you know, deal with RVs as well. You live the RV life differently than we do. You have different types of RVs. So we thought we would bring an RV newbie up on the screen, chit chat, and then you all could offer your sage advice as well.
Got 20 people watching. That's like sitting down and getting expert advice from 20 people.
For sure.
What an opportunity.
For sure. So before we bring him on, Carolyn is saying their fireworks celebration burned down the swimming pool. Oh, close but no cigar on the pool. 5 fire trucks to the rescue. Oh, that is no bueno. Well, I'm glad everybody's okay.
That's no good.
Yikes. Well,
Yeah.
What other celebrations did y'all have out there? I hope you had a better outcome than Miss Carolyn from Utah. But, yeah. So keep putting it in the chat. We'll bring you on up here. But without further ado,
if you are ready, give us a thumbs up. We don't want to bring you up if you're not ready.
He's ready. So this is Mr. Larry Coulchard.
And yeah, you have to correct this, Larry. Is it Coulchard?
Yes. We're gonna bring him up.
What is it? Hello there.
He's muted.
You're muted.
You are muted, sir.
Okay, hold on now.
There he is.
There we go. Hey, Larry.
Hey. Hello, everybody.
Oh, still can't hear you.
We cannot hear you.
Hold on.
Is it us?
Oh, yeah, we might need to turn our... It's our volume. Details. Try it again.
How about now?
Oh, no, I still can't hear.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
We got...
There's a 2-second delay or so.
Is there There is. So make sure you have just StreamYard up and close the YouTube, because then you'll also hear an echo.
Okay, well, I closed YouTube just now, but I won't be able to see any of the chat, so I muted YouTube. What do you recommend?
That's okay. We'll bring the chat up on the screen so you can see it.
Ah, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're on your phone or your laptop, but usually you can click over on the chat over on the side, and you can see the chat also, usually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the laptop, but I can't see the YouTube chat from here.
No. Okay, we're in. It's all good. We'll bring them up so you can see them.
Okay.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Larry. Did we pronounce your name correctly, Larry?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
This is Olivia.
And Livia. Oh, yeah.
And this is Francesco.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you for having us.
Oh.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
For sure.
So you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves and your family and kind of what led you into looking for an RV?
Well, a little bit about our family. I've lived in the United States my whole life, and my wife moved here from Italy about 8 years ago. And we've been talking about it. We want to go on an RV. We want to buy an RV. We want to, live off the grid. It's always been in our minds. And then life just kind of overwhelms you, and years go by, and you're like, "What are we doing?" We still want to do that. It just hasn't been on the front of our mind until recently. When I met you guys back in April of last year, I said to my wife, "Hey, the Stevenses, they do it full time," and that was a seed that sort of planted in the beginning, and now we're very serious about it. We already had a real estate agent come to our house yesterday and give us the checklist of what needs to be done to sell the home.
Wow.
We already talked to our our handyman. He's scheduled to come do the work. We already sold my wife's car last week and bought a truck. We do need to put some minor repairs, but we're very serious about it. We would like to do full-time RVing at some point, but we are looking for certain locations to purchase land so that we can have our own homestead and our own farming. That's our we have the Channel 6-pack gardening. We love farming. But with everything going on, we just decided, hey, let's be completely self-sustainable and at least have that ability. And if we ever want to enter society at any point, we always can, but just to be prepared. So we know you guys do it full time, and we thought to turn to you guys for advice or any input, anything. That's how it all kind of started.
Yeah, it's the new American dream, man. Like, get out and live life. You don't have to buy the big fancy house or the big fancy cars and just fill them full of stuff to fill the voids. Like, get out and explore. For sure.
Yeah, that was a big thing pulling us. Is even with a home, you have high property taxes. You have, or some people have HOAs. We have HOAs. The water, the electric, it just keeps adding up, and that constantly puts a strain on you. And I would like to just be able to cut back as much as we possibly can. That's the idea.
Absolutely. I want to say hey to Scott Jacobs in appreciation. He popped in, and Johnny's Journeys is in the house. So thanks for joining us, guys. So one of the big questions folks talk about when you begin as an RVer and you hit the road is like what you'll do for a living when in order to sustain you guys while you're out on the road. So we know that you do the piano lessons, and we've been doing them virtually with the kids for over a year, and it's been fantastic. Do you plan to continue that? Do you have like another income stream?
Well, the majority of my students are now on Zoom lessons just because of social distancing and what have you. So I'm going to definitely keep that going. And then what we plan to do is if we're in an RV full time or on the road, it'd be very difficult to have any other income source other than that. But with the RV, what we plan to do is at least park at our homestead and garden and trade. I don't know. It would be good to know once you enter the community what to do. Maybe we can go to a campground, and I haven't really thought too much about it, but it has been a question that's been lingering for us. What financial opportunities? Actually, maybe we could start with that. I'll just ask that to everybody. What sort of, we're skilled in multiple different things, but what financial opportunities are there for full-time RVers? Is there a void to fill that this community typically is able to
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
well, you can definitely go to nursing school and you can become a nurse and travel.
That takes years and years to prepare for, lots of money. Yeah, no, that's not practical, Bill. They want an RV now.
Right.
Hey there, our National Adventure
hey
and J&N Travel. Thanks for
there.
joining us.
No, there is what some, I don't know if we talked about like work camping. A lot of people will talk about that, where if you want, well, that's usually if you're sitting still somewhere for maybe months at a time. You can go to a campground, and you basically, a lot of the times you get the free place to park with free utilities, and or sometimes it's a percentage off if it's a fancier place. But you do some work for them in their office, or you do landscaping or something, and you earn your free spot to park there.
Yeah, and it's usually only maybe like 20 hours a week, 20 to 30-ish from what we've seen. And then if you work any hours above that, they'll pay you an hourly wage. It's not necessarily great. It's usually like around the $10 an hour mark, but you know, it gives you a little bit of money.
We would love to plug your YouTube channel and send some folks over there. Could you tell us, I know it's Six Pack Gardening is your YouTube channel?
Yes, it's my wife's YouTube channel. It's just a gardening channel we came up with. A few years back, we opened up a nursery and a small produce business where we would grow niche products like turmeric or microgreens for little posh restaurants that wanted a specific item, and we would grow it for them and take it to them. So when we opened that business, you know, there's very little, it's not high volume unless you have a big farm. It's just something we're doing in our side yard. So we said, let's open up a YouTube channel. And one of the videos didn't go viral, but it had over 100,000 views overnight and 1,000 subscribers. And so we said, let's just keep posting content, which we're not very good about. I'm not as good as you guys, but we try. And it's just a channel that we have, has some educational videos about, you know, if you want to start a garden, what just a lot of the main questions people have is what the content is in there. Like, what kind of soil do I use? Why is it dying after a couple months? Things like that.
That's awesome. So yeah, if the moderators, if you could put the link to their channel in the chat and go on over there and check them out as well. Roy and Becky's Travels have joined us. Thanks for popping in. And Miss Carrie from The Art of RVing. Good to have you guys. And yes, Miss Mel Nettie, man, she is on fire.
There you go.
They got the link in there already. Or it could be Mel, whomever. You guys are on fire. You guys are great. So you said that you have the truck bought. So tell us what kind of truck you have and maybe what kind of RV you're looking for. Or if you don't know, we can just kind of start the conversation about what kind of RV you may want to look for with that kind of truck.
So I remember, I'll tell you about the truck we bought very minimal. It's just a Dodge Ram 1500, and it's the 5.7 liter. So we're very, very limited right now with how much we can pull. So the idea, really, we're looking for land right now, and what we wanted to do was go travel and save money on hotel. So I reached out to you guys wondering, hey, so what should I look for? What should I stay away from? But what we did buy was a 1500 Dodge Ram. It's only a 2-wheel drive, and after some research, it really can't really haul much more weight than a total combined weight of about 8,000 or 9,000 pounds. So I have a ton of questions, but that's what we're starting with. It's a 2004 Dodge Ram pickup, 1500.
Okay.
First thing we're doing for sure is we start dieting, so we shred the extra pounds.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
She can. If you, I don't know where it is. It's off camera. I have a whole jar of Nutella right now I'm eating from. So.
The protein, I suppose, maybe.
So does anybody out there, anybody have a F-150 or a 1500 that you're towing with?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of RV do you have? And what advice can we give these folks? I'll tell you what we kind of talked about with them is that there are...
Hey, Rayleigh Creative Travel. Thanks for coming
Hello
in.
There. So there are like what they call light travel trailers. Like you'll see them, like there'll be like a J Flight, and I think those are their lighter ones or something like that. So they have ones that are lighter, but they just may not be as insulated or something. I guess, yeah, we never looked into travel trailers because I have this problem of being tall, so I don't fit into a lot of things.
Yeah. KNR is saying your max tow is about 8,800 pounds. So, yeah, with that, you more than likely, I mean, I think you mentioned in our conversation the other day a pop-up. And yeah, weight-wise, you could certainly camp with a pop-up, but I think that's what pop-ups are meant for, is just camping. There's like zero storage. So if you're talking about full timing, it would be really challenging to get all of the things that you want to travel with or need to travel with into a pop-up. And then, yeah, it's harder to regulate the temperature and things like that. But certainly it fits the weight criteria. But yeah, I think an ultralight travel trailer, like Bill said, it'd more than likely be one of the shorter ones, just because the smaller it is, nose to tail, you know, the lighter it is as well. But then you just really have to kind of make a list of like what's important to you guys. Like, do you want a designated space for the kids? Do you want a living room with a lot of seating? Do you not care about that kind of thing? Do you want how much cargo carrying capacity does it have to fill all of your things into the RV? What kind of storage compartments does it have? Like, the list could go on and on and on, but you really have to think about what you want, and then knowing that you only have so much to tow with, that kind of narrows your field down. So it makes it easier for you to figure out what kind of RV is going to fit your family.
So we have, we're basically getting our toes wet right now, so to speak. Let's see, we had a Highland ride lights. I'm just reading it from RV Media Creators. I'm not sure if you want to read that out, their response.
Yeah, they had a highlighted Highland Ridge light. It was supposed to be able to be towed by a half ton, but they wouldn't personally have done that. And why not, RV Media Creators? Was it like right on that bubble of like your max tow? So you didn't want to have it maxed out? I mean, that's the other thing too, is like, yes, the sticker may say you can tow up to that amount, but you don't want to tow at the max, because then it's really hard on your bearings, your brakes, like all the mechanical frame stuff. And the big thing with RVing and driving down the road is you have to be safe for your family and for the other people on the road. And you want to be able to stop if there's ever an emergency and stop safely. So that's just a little something to think about. RV says their max was 11,300 pounds.
Okay.
Dang.
What we were thinking is was definitely not. We would like to get a nice full-time RV at some point, So this would just be like a stepping stone, just something to get us started on the road, sleeping on the road, or finding campgrounds for the first time. And plus, you know, who knows, the little things. I remember when I got my first car when I was 16, I wanted a really nice car, but you learn things that you're not ready for. And I bumped into things, and I was glad years later saying, well, I'm glad I drove a old yellow 30-year-old piece of crap that water would flood into the passenger side when I put the water on, or when I put the AC on. But I learned little things like that. So I don't mind. I would like to, you know, there's a learning curve, I'm sure. Yeah. So our thoughts are to just start with something very minimal, get us on the road. And certainly with that 1,500, our options have been very, very limited. I did learn something today about tongue weight. So I read there's all these confusing numbers: gross weight, your cargo capacity. But what it seems like it comes down to is really what the tongue weight is that's being put on the vehicle. So, I mean, you could tow, they showed a picture of I think it was a Toyota Tundra pulling the space shuttle. Well, you know, if they can get it moving or going, the tongue weight's only so much, you know, it depends on what the stress is on it. But I was curious to know I think I understand what tongue weight is, but if anybody has any thoughts on it.
Yeah, and that's where these things like your weight distribution hitches and different things will come into effect. Like I was telling you about some friends of ours that have an F-150, and they were towing like a 37-foot travel trailer. But they had special, like you can put your airbags in your rear suspension that will help you so you're not pulling down the rear end, so your front end's higher up in the air, you know, it kind of levels you out. And I think that's what like I was saying, we have a fifth wheel, so it's different. But I think that's what the weight distribution hitch helps also, I want to say. Plus you have your stabilizer bars. That keeps you from fishtailing while you're driving down the road.
Exactly. We're not experts at that, obviously, because we have a fifth wheel. So when we did our research with our RV, that was what our search went to. We didn't really research, you know, the pull behinds, because we knew that wasn't a rig that we were going to look at. So if y'all have any suggestions in the chat, pop it in there.
What I had found was, so when I first bought the vehicle, it said 8,800 pounds or 8,000 pounds was the total. And I saw somebody mention that in the comments. And when I went to a dealership the other day, the guy said, oh, you can pull 8,800 pounds. But then I would do more research, and it would say that I can only pull 4,000 pounds. So what I gathered is the truck weighs 5,000 pounds or 4,500 pounds, and the total that you're supposed to be moving down the road is going to be 8,500 pounds. So I guess after looking at all the different factors, and please correct me if I'm wrong, or or maybe tell me if I'm on the right track, it had to do really at the end of the day of cargo weight. So it's basically the tongue weight plus whatever's in your truck is really the numbers that matter at the end of the day. Likewise, like if you could take the space shuttle, if it's somehow not actually putting weight onto the vehicle and you're going downhill or whatever, obviously you can't get it moving, but I'm curious how that matters too, the weight amount. But I did the math. If the trailer's $4,000, 4,000 pounds or 5,000 pounds, which is a very light trailer, that's a 27-footer, and your vehicle weighs 4,000, I'm already over limit as it is. So it can't, that 8,800 pounds, I don't know if I'm reading this right, or is it when it says that my tow capacity is 8,000 pounds, is that really what I can add up to in addition to the vehicle's weight?
Yeah. That's how I understand. The tow capacity is the maximum that you can physically tow with that truck. Like for us, we've got a 3,500 dually. We can tow up to 30,000 pounds. We wouldn't, but you could. But then when you're talking about like the tow capacity of the truck, I believe it's right around 10,000 pounds. So you have, because we have part of it. Yeah, part of it rests in the back of the truck. So you have that weight. Then whatever cargo you have within the truck. And what we've done is, because we actually found ourselves over in our cargo carrying capacity in our trailer, we were able to move some objects from the trailer to the truck, not really changing our overall weight, but making us safer because we didn't have that same weight on the frame of the RV. It was now in the frame of the truck.
Yeah, those were the two big numbers that I saw. One said that I can tow 8,000, and one says my capacity is 4,500 pounds. So that was where my concern was.
Yeah, so you can put 4,500 pounds in the truck, or the truck can. Yeah,
I see the tongue weight or whatever it could be, or something like that. So,
yeah, and Rayleigh's Creative Travel is pointing out, yes, weight adds up with personal items for sure. I believe when we moved into ours, all of the things that we owned, we literally fit in the back of our truck. But even that, like, maxed us out.
I see.
So, yeah. Roy and Becky is talking about there's an Externa 4L bunk hybrid that you should check out.
Okay.
I wonder if it's an external bunk hybrid.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. External bunk hybrid.
What we're looking to do
they're like the solid RV shell. And then you have a bunk that slides out where the bed is. And those are like the pop-ups, like where it's like netted, but it's not like a solid frame or a solid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Larry?
are you referring to the external bunk hybrid?
What if it's a hybrid between a travel trailer and a pop-up? So
Yeah.
if you're
I see. I understand.
kind of sleeping on the outside of the RV, sort of.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, one of the main questions we had was, so we're going in this just completely blindly, and I can think of just a million scenarios where, when you're dealing with salespeople, how you can walk into a trap or get the wrong thing. So, one of the main questions we had was there a particular brand of RV that you would recommend staying away from or steering towards? And we would love to hear everybody's thoughts on that.
Yes. So this
will be fun.
This could be a topic of contention for sure. Before we jump to that, KNR is suggesting you could holler at Paul with RV reviews by Air Force Guy. Like if you need some advice about
he's up in Pennsylvania. Is it Matt?
Towing. It doesn't matter.
Matt, the guy that does all the RV tours. Matt's RV reviews,
Matt,
something like that.
Yeah. So
I think he's actually down in Florida. That's a YouTube channel where he walks through a bunch of different RVs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always talking about, of course, come see me, I'll get you the best deal and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think does anyone know what I'm talking about? So we can get the exact one. We can let them know. Is it Matt's RV reviews? I can look it up on my phone.
I believe that's his name. But yeah. So the Paul Air Force Guy is one of those guys. Like he does the RV tours and stuff. So
yeah.
So check him out, and you can message him if you ever have any questions. It's nice that these guys are very open because I'm sure they're quite busy with all of these folks corresponding back and forth.
Right.
But yeah, brands. When we did quite a bit of
back up here. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, KNR is saying the bunkhouse and tongue weight's usually about 1,200 to 1,500. Yeah. Trying to get caught back up to live chat. Yeah. We always stay behind to read everybody as we're going.
But yeah, as far as brands is concerned, you keep scrolling. We've always heard really great things about Grand Design when you're talking about fifth wheels and travel trailers. Of course, there's going to be other manufacturers in like Class A's, which are the big giant ones that have the engines and they're all encompassed, start like at $100,000. So you're not always necessarily going to have the same manufacturers, but Grand Design was like the number one that always pops up because they're built with better quality. I guess their customer service is really amazing. Their warranty work is great. And they're the only ones that actually advertise that they are built for full-time living. However, you're going to pay a pretty penny to have that kind of quality as well. So when you're dealing with budget constraints, that can be a little challenging. We've also heard Heartland makes a pretty decent RV. And of course, we got to plug Jayco. We love our Jayco. Although our friends that are in the chat, Our National Adventure, they had kind of a lemon Jayco that had some big time issues after they've been traveling in it for a year. And they just got fixed, but they had to send it back to, did they take it back to the manufacturer?
No, I think it's
Oh, camping. Yeah, Camping World was fixing it, but they had to have it in the shop for months to get it fixed. So that's kind of the caveat to some of these manufacturers is you're going to hear horror stories and you're going to hear positive stories about each manufacturer. The problem is there's no regulatory agency that checks all of these RVs for standards, for quality standards, like you would an automobile. It's just manufacturer to manufacturer, and there's no powers that be saying yes you're safe, no you're not. So that's where it could be back and forth.
There it is. Matt's RV review.
Yeah,
I want to say he's in Florida. Yeah, Paul, the Air Force guy, he's in Maryland, and he's another RV salesman. But yeah, he has tons of good information on his channel also. Earlier in there we clicked up on our friends the Setzers that do this Learn to RV website.
Yes.
It's another great resource, and that's the one that we actually use when we weigh our RV, because he actually has like a weight calculator. You'll go to like a trucker scale at like a truck stop, and you can weigh your truck and RV together, and then separately, just the truck itself. You punch all your numbers in that you get, and it tells you there. It kind of calculates it all for you. With the,
And that's Learn to RV.
LearnToRV.com.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, that's excellent.
Camping Therapy is saying if you talk to Matt or Paul, just let him know that Nursing Our Travel Bug in the YouTube RV community sent you. I don't know if that helps or hurts or what it does for us, but let them know. RV media creators, they might be a little biased. They're suggesting Grand Design, but
mic drop. Grand Design.
They have one. So
we almost
mic with a water drop.
We almost got.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of information we're looking for. You know, when if somebody says just go with this, trust me, something like that, usually that, you know, that's good information. Or if it's a mic drop, then even better. You know, then at least we know somebody thinks that's definitely a way to go.
Yeah. See here, Mel Nettie is saying they had a lemon with their Jayco Pinnacle. So it's like I said, you find some people that love their rigs and have had good luck with them, and some people just have not had very good luck, and that kind of stinks.
Yeah, and like what people are saying now, that nowadays they don't make them like they used to, you know, and nowadays they're just pumping them off the line because RVing has become really popular, and people are trying to live small and all that. So they say that they're just putting them out, and they don't put as much detail or work in like they used to. So that's, a lot of people say if you can, try to find a used one.
Yep.
Or if you're handy and you have the time, if you want to buy a fixer-upper and kind of like people do with houses, just kind of make it your own.
Yeah.
But
you just don't use high-quality materials because they weigh too much.
Styrofoam.
Yeah. See, Beyond Beauty, she misses her Jayco. Rayleigh Creative Travel, they have a Jayco Seismic, and they love it.
Yeah, like I said, it's probably like Chevy, Ford, Dodge. Everyone's going to have their favorite. People are going to have lemons. I'm sure there's Grand Design lemons.
See, our National Adventure, with all of the trouble they had with theirs, they love Jayco as a brand. They just had a lemon. I agree. Art of RVing, they've had 3 Jaycos, and they love them. So it just, sometimes you just get a lemon, for sure.
Jayco is made by Heartland, or is that a no-no?
It's bought up by Thor now.
Owned by Thor, and I want to say somebody said that Thor bought Winnebago now.
Yeah.
So basically, all of these RVs are kind of made by the same company.
Well, there's like 3 big umbrella companies.
But not the same company, but
But Jayco is its own brand, like Heartland is its own brand, and Grand Design is its own brand, so to speak. And I've noticed, looking in this, going in blind, like Heartland will have, like Ford has the F-150, they've got the Ford Focus, they've got the ST, they have all these different models. So, and when I'm shopping around, I just see usually whatever's printed on the RV. So I can't tell what is what. Like if somebody told me Camry, I would say, oh, I know that's Toyota. But when I see like Mossy Oak, I didn't know that that's Heartland yet. So we're still learning those things to help speed up our process of shopping around right now.
Right.
Yeah, like you were just saying that Ford, they're going to have their Pinto, they're going to have their Taurus, and they're going to have their Lincoln. you know, so there you have your different luxury levels also. So
yeah, like with Jayco, it's Eagle, North Point, Pinnacle,
something like
I
that.
believe.
And like the Grand Design has Reflection and Solitude, and yeah, everybody had the different levels, different options, different.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Definitely go used. It's always a better deal, just like a car, because someone else took the depreciation.
Exactly. And the point that goes along with that is the fact that we learned meeting some RVers who went through the RV technician course that when RVs come off of the manufacturer lot, they're only 80% done. They then pass on the remaining 20% to the dealerships and say, okay, you finish it out before they sell it to the customers. And these RV dealers are so far behind on people who are coming in for repairs and then, you know, finishing all of their new RVs. So they're rushing through as well. So you definitely, whatever RV you get, whether it's new or used, make sure you get an inspection done. It costs maybe $50 to $100. An inspector comes in, they check, make sure that everything is sound, there's no leaks, the roof is good, the AC works, the heater works, the refrigerator works, like all the big major things before you buy it, so that you totally know what you're getting into.
Okay.
So what else? What else do you got? We got 10 minutes of our usual time slot, but if
we can go over if we have
we're
to.
Still rocking it.
Yeah.
You mentioned that there's a website where you can, let's see, where and used already has the bugs worked out. So going used seems to be the consensus here, the way to go.
Yeah, used, buy from a government lot. I've seen. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
That's what we're
Maybe we should.
looking at.
All right, I don't want to give away the secret, but I'm gonna explain. So I did some research here, and you know, everybody's helping out. So this might be very helpful for people. In my short time of looking into this, there's a website that is run by FEMA, and it's FEMA's broker. And what they do is FEMA purchases Grand Design, they purchase Heartland, they purchase all sorts of travel trailers. And they buy them directly from the manufacturer, and then they park them in FEMA camps. And for families that are distressed, that lose their homes, they get they house them there until they find a place to go. And then once they have an overstock or what you would call government surplus, they auction it through this broker. So I've looked at some of these listings, and I'm going to use the website that you mentioned, nada.com, NADA, to compare the auction price to the typical value. But the government, I spoke to one of the people that list the travel trailers. So there's 4 FEMA grounds, basically run by 4 people. Only 4 individuals sell all the trailers for FEMA, for the government. And they put in the description what condition it's in and so on, like whether it smells like smoke, it's heavy wear or normal wear and tear or like new, or in that extreme example that we saw.
Someone died.
The best listing. It was the 2019. It was only $6 grand. Description said there's nothing wrong. It's perfect. I said, let's put an offer. Sure enough, it's disclosed. Somebody got murdered in there. I'm like, oh, how about no?
But if you're looking for a good one, you can get a Mossy Oak 2019 for $6 grand right now. That's the auction. But there's 4 places. One's in Panama. That's where everything is on the lot. Panama City, Florida. The other is in Kingston, North Carolina. Then there's one in California and one in Arizona. So when you buy, you bid online unseen. You can see the pictures. You can call the person that lists it, who actually goes in and posts the listing themselves online. But we were thinking about maybe going in that direction, as long as it's in decent shape. So
yeah. And it would be nice if they allow an inspector to come and check it out. Or if they don't, I would just recommend like having like an emergency fund or like an extra fund squirreled away in case repairs have to be made if they don't let you have an inspector come and check it out. You know, because you just never know if you're buying it sight unseen.
Right. They did mention you can coordinate viewing it if you'd like, but the closest one to us is a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
That would be the smarter way to go, is to go take a look at it. And
for sure. For sure. Our National Adventure is suggesting the closer you purchase to Indiana, the less expensive the new models are going to be because it's less shipping. So Elkhart, Indiana is like the RV manufacturing capital of the world. It's where many of the businesses have their RVs manufactured. So yeah, if it's going to cost, $5,000 or however much it costs to ship down to Florida, as opposed to you buy it directly up there in Indiana and you cut that fee out, yeah, it would save you money. But there again, that's with the brand new ones and not the used ones either. Yeah. And, RV Media Creators has a link in there to find a certified inspector. So the great thing about that is like they're folks nationwide, and this is like a nationwide find an inspector. So no matter where you're at, you can find one who is actually certified and not just claiming they know what they're doing. So that's a good tip as well. Howard Keppel's in the house. Well, hello, sir.
Hello.
I think you're a new friend. Thanks for joining us and burning up the roads. I saw you came in a while ago when we just didn't say hi.
What's up, Lucretia?
It's good to see you. Yeah, so I had a great segue and then I totally forgot it because I had to talk about something else. Well, what else do you want to know? What else do you have questions about when looking into RVing?
Well, you mentioned nada.com was one of the websites you mentioned, but one of the questions I had in general, what are people paying when you have a camper and RV? What could you expect to pay to park it somewhere? Where do you park, and what's it going to cost? And is it better to go day by day, month by month?
Yeah,
I don't know. So I'm sure it depends on what you want to do, but those are the questions that we've thought.
Sure. So how do you folks travel? Do you travel? We stay at a place 3 months at a time, so we could tell you about monthly expenses. But for those of you that are traveling, how do you travel? Do you belong to any of these membership clubs, which Larry might let you know about? Do you just go night by night places? What are you paying? What's the average amount nightly that you're paying, or do you boondock? Then,
so I know about hotel rates. I mean, if I want to go book a hotel, it's going to cost me bare minimum. If I can get a decent place for $90, that's a great deal. I can get one for less, but I also have to sleep with a shotgun on my chest, pretty much.
Right.
At that point, it's not really worth it. But
family friendly.
The idea of RVing, or even for the general people that want to RV, they're probably not going to be full timers, but they want to get an RV and save money on hotel, I imagine, or be more in nature as well, and have some privacy. So I'm curious as to what people are paying, and it doesn't have to be for us. Just if you could share what you guys do and what you pay and what you guys do.
Yeah. So RV Media Creators is mentioning boondocking. So boondocking is where you are 100% self-sufficient off the grid. You have your own power, you have your own water, and if you have to remove your sewer, like sewer water, kitchen water, whatever, you're doing that separately. So it's usually like BLM, Bureau of Land Management, land, which is typically mostly out west. But it's land that you can park on for free for up to 14 days. And then you just have to move to a different location after that 14 days. So that's 100% free. But yeah, like they said, if it's hot, it's really challenging to keep things cool. If you have a generator, you'd be running it all the time to have your ACs running, or you'd have to have like a Mac Daddy solar setup, which would be thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to have set up in your RV to make you self-sufficient and have all those creature comforts.
Yep, there you go. RV Dog saying they spent $35 to $50 a night. I think, Larry, we told you, I think the least we've spent is probably somewhere around $15, and the most we've spent is probably $85, and that was Colorado.
Yeah, that was 80.
80. And you have Roy and Becky there. They love boondocking. They haven't paid for a campsite in over a year now.
That's awesome.
So how does the water work when they're doing this boondocking?
You have a tank.
Yeah. Usually your RVs, yeah, they'll have a freshwater tank. I think ours is 50, and you really kind of have to be depending on how long you want to be boondocking. I mean, you can be creative, and people call Navy showers. So basically, you get in, you hit the water, you wet down real quick, you soap up, or you shut the water off first.
Yeah.
Soap up real quick, hose down real quick, turn the water off again. So you're trying to take the quickest shower possible.
And that's maybe like once a week.
And if you're off the grid, that's probably not coming out of your hot water heater either. So that's why they call it a Navy shower. So you're taking a freezing cold shower.
Yes. Before we segue, I just want to say hey to Bob and Tammy's Excellent Adventures.
Hey.
And then if our moderators would put in the link for Beyond Beauty 3, she is on live right now. So if you have to jump over there, we totally understand. But we're just going to keep going with Larry and Livia and just answering their questions. So
as long as, we don't want to keep you guys here any longer than you want to be here either. But I think we're answering some good questions. Could be useful to somebody.
Yeah. But that's boondocking. If you're filling up a tank and then you're basically rationing that water for an extended period of time.
Or you can go get a new tank of water every day if you don't want to ration the water.
Yeah.
But
where do you get the water? At the campsite, right?
You can go to a campsite. I think some gas stations, if you're boondocking, you might be in like a national forest, and they might have a spigot with potable water.
Like at their front gate or something.
But depending on how big your RV is, it might not be too fun dragging your RV around every day to fill up your water.
Unless you're like our friends, RV media creators, who went and bought a water bladder. So it reminds me of like a water bed, but it's basically, it's a bladder. You fill it up, then you have a pump to pump it out of the water bladder and into your rig. So it's almost like a weekly chore that you have for your family. You have what's called a honey wagon to empty your tanks, your black tank, which is your waste, your gray tank, which is your wastewater. And then you have your water bladder. So you empty your waste, you fill up new water, and then you drive it back home. It's just an option.
How many gallons? I guess it depends on how tall you are or how short you are. How many gallons does a shower take? I never really thought about it, but if I were to think about it, it depends on how long. But what's the minimum you can get? I mean, I've tried to wash myself with a gallon before. Yeah, it's going to be at least one. So probably like 30, right, per person, or 20, unless you can really be quick about it, like you said.
Well, I think if you're hooked up to power or you're using your propane water heater,
right?
I think our water heater is 10 gallons.
Yes. So it lasts like 10 or 15 minutes per shower. But we average, if we close our gray tanks, we average like 4 to 5 showers for the whole family. And that's taking a long shower, the 10, 15-minute showers per person.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There's another website. That's another one. This will show you Campendium.
Okay, see, this is good.
Will show you where you can park. It'll show you RV parks. It'll show you where you can park for free. It'll show you dump sites. It'll show you where you can get water. It's a excellent website. I think there's an Apple app. I don't think there's an Android app, but you have an Apple phone. I don't know if you have a Campendium app.
No, I don't. But there's a few different apps that you can use that show locations for stuff like that. But so that's boondocking, and that's rationing your water. You're dumping, you're filling. You're not using AC all the time. You're only turning on your water heater when you need to use hot water. You're not watching TV, things like so. You're living very, very minimally. For us, that would be a challenge because we like our AC. We like our television. Okay. We like our video games. We need power to edit and film and all that
and
stuff.
Play our keyboard to have excellent piano lessons. By the way, if you need a piano lesson, this is your guy. For sure.
For sure. So like RV Dog, he's of the same thing. He likes water, cable, Wi-Fi, sewer, and stuff while traveling. So he'll pay, what did he say? $30 to $50 a night. To park at a campground to have those creature comforts.
I'd say average is
that's probably
40
average.
to 50. Well, I don't know. Depends on where you want
Look
to
at $50 a night is what to
If you want amenities, yeah, you can find like a city park or something, I'm sure, or they have these Corps of Engineer parks, which are pretty popular, that are kind of owned by the government, and most of them are pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I think those are probably closer to 20 a night.
Yeah, but that's if you're staying nightly. Now, if you go to a campground, like, first off, it's stressful to move with the family every single day. Pack up and move, drive, pack up and move, drive. Like, you want some kind of normalcy. Like, your kids are still young. They probably still, or at least Allegra probably still takes naps. Your son, well, not today. Your son is school age.
Hey,
So,
Allegra.
hey, baby. So, he's going to have school time. So you're going to want those downtime days. And of course, if you're going somewhere that's really cool, like you want to go and explore, go to museums, go to restaurants. So you're not going to be moving every single day. So if you go to campgrounds, you have a discounted rate if you stay for a week at a time. They have weekly rates or they have monthly rates. So if you had a campground that was charging $30 a night, you have 30 days in a month. That's $900 a month. Or stay for a week, they'll maybe charge you $200 a week. So you're paying $800 a month. So it's not a huge savings, but when you're talking about a year's time, that adds up.
I think for us, if you're staying monthly,
that's the best deal.
Yeah, we've paid anywhere from $400 a month to $850. So I think average there is probably $600 a month somewhere.
So we have people still. Olivia had a question, but I don't want to lose it. Did you have a question for the community? She forgot the question. What are people doing work in this? Are you guys all just independently wealthy, retired billionaires, or what are you guys doing for work then while you're on the road?
Yeah, it's in the chat. So if you are full-timing, are you retired? Are you still working? What are you doing for work? And that bit we put up there about 1,000 trails, that's up to you if you want to approach that topic. But when we talked to Larry about 1,000 trails, he kind of informed us of his opinion.
Yeah.
Some folks live it.
Well, it's the same. It's a membership for, I'm not the expert, but I just know from my own personal experience, if you use it, you'll love it. If you don't use it, you might find yourself in a pickle. That's all.
Right, right. And RV Media Creators did pipe in and saying, yeah, you can Wally dock. So parking overnight in Walmart. We actually did that in our caravan from Texas to Nevada. But it depends on the neighborhood. It could be sketchy. And, Walmart's open 24 hours a day. You could have people like scoping in on your stuff. Like when we stayed, we were fine. Some Walmarts don't allow you to park. But Cabela's offers parking for RVers. Cracker Barrel offers parking for RVers. And those are usually, in good areas and good commercial areas. So those are options too. But yes, then you have memberships. Then you could do a membership to KOA. I think it's $40 a year. And then it gives you a 10% discount if you're staying at one of their parks.
You earn points as you stay there, and they add up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you really get a free night. You'd have to have a lot of points. I think we've gotten awards for like $20 off a night or $10 off a night here and there.
But that's on top of your 10% savings.
But normally KOAs are pretty family friendly. They'll have playgrounds and pools and whatnot.
Yep.
The kids are back. We sent them outside.
Yeah. And then there's Good Sam is another one. So you get 10% off of campgrounds that offer Good Sam. But then you'll also get 10% off of any shopping you do at Camping World or Gander RV as well. So that saves. And then Passport America, that's another. It's similar, I think, to 1,000 Trails. No, it's a higher membership.
It's a membership.
Uh-oh.
I just kicked the wire.
Way to go,
Sorry
Bill.
about that. You have to start the camera again.
Oh, sorry.
But no, Passport America is another one that's the wrong camera.
Yes, dear.
Oopsies.
I'll fix it.
Passport America. So it's a you join it. You pay. I want to say it's around $50, and then there's certain. It's like a booklet, or you probably go on their website. We're not a member of that, but you'll go on their website, and like certain days of the week, you get like 50% off of their fee.
Mm-hmm.
And then restrictions like not available Fridays, Saturdays. What are we eating?
She's eating Nutella.
Yes. But yeah, you'll get 50%. Passport America is what that's called. You'll usually 50% off or so off their fees, but they might have some restrictions. That's a good one.
Yep. Oh, our friends from across the pond, Hitch Up in Tow, are here.
Hello there,
guys.
Come here.
Has anybody taken? Well, I didn't get any responses for jobs.
What do they do?
What are people doing for work?
I think if we have friends that are IT workers.
Mm-hmm.
We know folks that are in industries, like if you're a welder or people that work on pipelines, stuff like that. There's people that travel to fairs. Maybe they make jewelry, or they're a crafty kind of person, and
they grow some really bougie plants.
And they travel to fairs or to festivals of some kind and sell their herbs. That sounds shady, actually.
But hey, if you're hanging out in Colorado,
that's a great idea. What you could do is just find a person that's an IT person and just rent one of your RV rooms out to them. And,
right.
As long as they have Wi-Fi, kidding.
There's a segue.
Roy and Becky, they're joking, saying they live off of the money they make on YouTube.
Yeah, just become YouTube millionaires.
Just pimp your YouTube channel, and you're making money. Yeah. RV media creators.
What it takes to grow these kind of herbs, and what kind of a generator would you need?
I'm sure Google.
You're gonna need a bigger truck.
Actually, I do have a serious question. Has anybody in BLM land ever had an encounter with a bear? I mean, do I have to worry about that kind of stuff out there? I guess it depends on where you are. Obviously, there's no bears in Arizona, but if you're in Colorado or something in the backwoods, is ever run into something like that on these campgrounds, or are these campgrounds like where you rather more appropriate question like like when you go to a campground that you're paying, let's say $500 or $700 a month or $800 a month, do they say, hey, the wildlife, there's issues here, stuff like that? Do you encounter those kind of things at these kind of places? Or?
I know that folks have talked about seeing wildlife and encountering them. I haven't seen in like any of the online social media stuff of people having like bears come into their rig or to their site or whatever. I think the biggest thing is so long as you are taking precautions and like locking up your food and not leaving trash outside, things like that. Yeah, Bigfoot.
But here's Roy here.
Oh, mountain lion.
Mountain lion, yes. Bears, no. There are bears in Arizona.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I suppose like up by Flagstaff.
There's bears everywhere at the zoo too. There's bears in Disney.
Yeah.
I just picked Arizona. I'm just trying to think of a desert. Maybe Texas. I'm sure there's bears everywhere pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
There used to be bears in Chicago.
If you come say hello to your favorite piano teacher and his lovely wife.
RV Dog is saying bears are just part of camping.
Hi.
And they leave when you're alone.
RV Dog.
Leave you alone.
Hi. Hi. Hi, guys.
But yeah. Yes, you can go play your game if you're on the campsite's Wi-Fi, not ours.
Yes. Where there was... Oh, yes. So RV Media Creators was mentioning. So that's our friend's Diary of a Family, Garrett and Carolyn. Carolyn's a travel nurse, and he's a stay-at-home dad. But what they're planning is He's planning to go to Texas in October because that's the home of the NRVTA, so the National RV Training Academy. And that's where you can go and get trained to be an RV inspector or get trained to be an RV technician. And then you can be that mobile tech out there making money. And I think it's part of their instruction where they teach you how to set up your own business as like an LLC and advertise and all that stuff. So that is their plan.
Or they have a 1-week course. If someone's interested, they can just go to this 1-week course and they'll kind of teach you basic maintenance and things like that on RVs. So that's a pretty good option also.
Yeah. So that's like if you're into mechanical stuff and that sounds interesting, that could be an avenue to look at as well.
You just find work how you can, right? I guess. You know.
Yep, pretty much. Where there's a will, there's a way, for sure.
But yeah, a lot of people we know, they're IT or they have a job that they can work remotely, and then the biggest issue is
Yep. Hitch up and tow. They're in the UK. They just have wild squirrels.
Has anybody taken their RV to a ferry and crossed an ocean? I'm curious.
Our national adventure didn't cross the ocean, but they did take a ferry in New York and crossed from one island to the next.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys do any of you guys hunt for food? I would be curious to know. Not maybe as your main, but do any of you guys go hunting?
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, my dad might be freezer. He's not an RVer, but he is a hunter. He hasn't been able to hunt since he's been injured, but
that's an interesting idea, though. Yeah. But I suppose depending on what you're hunting for,
even fishing even for food.
Oh yeah,
Thinking about.
Yeah, we like to fish. We don't do it a lot, but a lot of, well, not a lot. Some of the campgrounds we've stayed at, they have a fishing lake on the premises.
Yeah, but those are usually catch and release.
A stream or a lake or river, then yeah, that's part of their how they're pulling folks in. But yeah, definitely. And then I guess that's the thing. Wherever you go, you'd have to have a out-of-state license or.
Yep.
But, yeah.
And then you have to have enough refrigerator freezer space for your haul.
I was gonna say you probably can't go out and kill an elk and then
and process it. No.
I need a bigger truck after I shot an elk. That'd be the
yeah.
You need an ATV usually to haul the meat around. But I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna find a used one. Try to find a light one that's accommodating. Get used to getting familiar with all these Facebook groups, which I did join the Facebook group, and I've already seen a lot of questions that we had, Q&As there. But just try to get a really good deal on a lightweight travel trailer. One second. Lightweight travel trailer, and then just get out there with the apps, like you said, and find out, you know, what we need to learn along the way. There's a learning curve. I guess the best thing to do is just to experience it. We could sit here and ask questions, but I guess we just got to take the leap. I just don't want to pay the wrong price. And what you guys mentioned was that website nada.com.
Exactly.
Buying used. I guess that's the most important thing, and making sure that resource that you mentioned as well with the towing the RV, just to check to make sure that your truck can pull it and you're doing it safe. I'm sure also when you go to hook up at a dealer or wherever, actually that'd be one of my last questions is there a place that you take your rig and they inspect and make sure, hey, you should maybe buy this or get one of these, or we recommend this? I don't even know. Is it Camping World? Is that where you go? Who do you go to?
So Camping World is probably one of the biggest RV dealers across the nation, but they're number one because their salesmen are very aggressive. And there's a website, I think it's called RV Travel. It's a weekly newsletter. And the gentleman talks about when you go to Camping World and you sign on the dotted line, they give everybody approval. Like everybody's approved for a loan. So you get your loan interest, but then Camping World charges you like a loan origination fee, which some places do. But it's not just like $100 or $200 fee. It's like this monthly fee they tack on to the life of your loan. So even if it's $20 a month, and usually their loans are like for 20 years because they want to keep making money on this interest, they're just pocketing all of that, and there's no reason for them to do that. So a lot of people will tell you to steer clear of Camping World, just because their job is to get that sale. Now, if you needed some like must-haves or like wanted to know what you should buy for your RV, it's a good place to go shopping, especially if you have the Good Sam membership and can save 10% off of your purchases. But I would price check with like Amazon. We bought most of our stuff online, and got a better deal that way even.
Yeah, but as far as crunching the numbers, like you hear horror stories of people, like they buy the F-150 or they go RV shopping and they say, oh yeah, no problem. Your F-150 will pull this, no problem. And it's like a 15,000 pound RV. So yeah, don't.
Not always honest.
Do your own homework. Don't trust the sales, because obviously they want to sell you whatever they have, you know. So don't.
The hitch goes for a trailer, not a fifth wheel.
Oh, we lost your sound.
You lost me?
Oh, there we go. Now we got you.
Somebody mentioned for a hitch, for not a fifth wheel, but for pulling a trailer, lightweight trailer.
Yep.
We'll call it a weight distribution hitch or something like this. Right. And where do you guys go to buy your hitches? I guess I can just obviously Google it, but if you guys already know that, hey, it's a Camping World, where do you go to buy them?
You can look at Camping World, and you'd save 10% if you're a Good Sam member.
Mm-hmm. We got ours from our dealer in South Dakota.
We accidentally ordered one on Amazon. And they were like, oh, snap, we didn't mean to order that. We had one that was actually shipping to us from Amazon. So you could find them online.
Yep.
And it's probably like the same thing. Like once you know what you need, and then you find... you can find it online. There's also an eTrailer.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty popular website. A lot of people use for different things.
Yeah. Hitch Up and Tow has really great advice. Only buy equipment when you need it, not before. Because like you've said before, you've never RV'd. So you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know what you need. There's like essentials that you need. Like you have to have a sewer hose or you can't dump your sewer. You have to have a hose so you can hook up water. But everything else is just things that you purchase to maybe make your RV more comfortable or make something easier, but they're not essential to getting out on the road. So that's some great advice. What I would recommend is, although you don't want to buy new, look online for... You could either look online or you could go to dealerships, but look online for floor plans that you like. Then go to a dealership and sit in those floor plans. Bring the whole family. Go inside, sit in it, feel it, experience it. Sit on the toilet. What kind of knee clearance do you have? Can two people be in the bathroom at once if you only have one bathroom, like one in the shower and one at the sink? What would prepping a meal look like? Have somebody at the stove, have somebody at the sink, things like that. Like spend some time in the RV so that you know what you may want or what you don't necessarily need. And then you can kind of narrow down your floor plans from there. And then when you have the floor plan picked out, then you can buy used because you know what you're looking for.
The inspector, though, either way, that's something I can't get over yet. Even after you buy it or before you buy it, have somebody inspect it.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah, like your dad was saying up here.
Oh.
You know, even if you rent an RV.
You keep kicking our camera, dude.
Why is it doing that? Even if you rent an RV and you go to a campsite, the thing about these communities is that people love helping each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, hey, what do you got there? Tell me about your hitch. I've even seen places that you can rent a camper and they'll take it to a campsite for you and you could stay in it for the weekend or something like that.
That's what I need to do. I just feel pressured because these auctions are ending right now, but there'll be another auction. There's some really good deals ending tomorrow, and I just can't do it. And Libya's saying, hey, should we put an offer in? I'm like, we can't, because then we're going to miss some steps. One of the things that I didn't even know about, which is something that you learn along the way, is you need trailer mirrors. So I could see way out and see like bubble mirrors and stuff like that. That's a mod that's an absolute must, I hear from some people. So
for sure.
Right, I think the way to go would be to visit. Somebody mentioned to go visit a campsite or go rent one. Try to hook it up to our truck as it is. Bite the bullet. Spend $500 or $1,000 just to do a test run before I drive to North Carolina and never put an RV on a hitch before. I'm sitting there when it's raining and it's muddy and I don't know what that can do. And I only got 30 minutes to pull it off the lot. Otherwise, you know.
Yeah. So. Well, in some places, or some folks recommend when you first get your RV doing what they call a shakedown stay. So you find a park very, very close to wherever you're picking your rig up from and stay for a couple of nights so you can see how things work, test out the slides if you have them, figure out how to hook and unhook the water, just figure out what you might need while you're in the RV before you take it on a trip.
Right. That's what somebody was mentioning. I think you guys mentioned that to me the other day, was go to a local camp at a local place. And here in Florida, Central Florida, there's a ton.
For sure.
Yeah. And like people say, go to an empty parking lot if you want to practice backing up. Find a huge open space and put some cones down or use their parking lanes and just practice backing that thing up before you're between two trees and you got to squeeze it in there. You know?
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, RV Dog, again, is talking about eTrailer. That's eTrailer.com. It's a good place to go. RV Media Creators is talking about a Hensley hitch. So that could be one to look into.
Okay.
I was thinking, we do have some good friends that are full-time RVers down in around the Orlando area.
Learn to RV, in fact, are down there.
They actually just bought a house. They're doing the opposite. They said, we've had enough of this for now. We're going to keep the RV, but we're going to go buy a house.
But they've been on the road for 5 years.
Yeah. They're in Central Florida?
Yeah, they're in the Orlando area.
They can rent our house. We'll take their RV.
Hey.
I think they already bought one.
Oh, they bought it already. Dang.
No, we want to get rid of the house.
He's the guy that runs that Learn to RV website. And if you ever want to visit with him, or I'm sure he'd have pointers on hitches and
we can hook you up with peeps. We know some peeps. For sure. RV Dog says they camped in their driveway the first time. Kind of get all the kinks out. Yeah.
But like you were saying, it's kind of like you just need to get out there. And we don't want to keep you any longer. We could even do a part 2 if we're like, you know what, we should have asked this. We should have said that. Yeah. We could try to have you back in a couple of weeks after you go shopping.
No, of course, and I'll show you the camera. We show you what we bought.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or I'll show you the crash, how the trailer came off the hitch, and what damage we did to the county property. And
you hear those stories. People say, I brought it home.
Yeah.
Pull it into the driveway, and I back into the garage, or I take out the gutter, or,
We don't even have a place to park it, too, right now. If we were to buy it, we can't park it in our neighborhood, so we got to rent a lot also. We don't plan to have anything valuable stored in it. It's really just going to be something that when we go on a hunt for a home, we can go to BLM land and save money on hotel basically and take our sweet time so we don't end up, spending 10, 20 grand on hotel looking for the house we want to buy.
Exactly.
Which if we were rich, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I'd just be on a private jet right now, eating caviar and just taking my sweet time. But
you'd have your driver taking you where you needed to go.
Right, exactly.
And if you do need to store it, when we were at Winter Garden, they had RVs that were stored there too. So if you're not using it during a season or whatever, you only use it during the winter. They'd store it for you, and then you come pick it up whenever you want it. I don't know what it costs, but yeah.
But yeah, like you're doing it the right way, Larry. Like you have an idea, you guys know what you want, you've got the truck, you're doing the research. The research is key. So keep plugging it away and you'll find what you need for your family. And like you said, like this could just be something to get your toes wet, to see how you like full-time RV living. To be honest, it's not for everybody. Some people get on the road and they hate it. So at least if you're buying a used vehicle or used rig, you're starting small, you're figuring it out, and then you can always upgrade if you need to.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Our main concern right now is just safety. I just want to make sure I don't, I get the right hitch. I know how to drive the thing, and I'm not maxing everything out. So I need to go. I want to and just get something light to start, and just make sure safety is our main concern first.
Absolutely.
And
if you buy from a dealer, I'm sure they would help you with the hitch, like they did with ours.
Yes.
Because the dealer actually installed our hitch.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you're buying it third party or at an auction, then yeah. But I'm sure it's the same thing. If you go into a RV dealer, they're gonna help you out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the thing with Camping World was just more like
they
trusting them
you.
and all these extra fees they're throwing at you. And
yeah.
That's why people don't like. And then people don't like them. And
yeah, but hitch up and toes got it right. Head over heart. Yep. So thanks for coming on, Larry. This is a great topic, great conversation.
And Olivia,
yes.
Thanks for being here.
She's been taking care of the Allegra. We didn't want her screaming in the middle of the session, and even though she was a little bit here and there.
Right.
Yeah, but we appreciate the whole community and all you guys helping us out, taking the time to do this and help us get started. I'm sure you guys are in the same shoes. You need somebody to turn to. I don't know who else to ask. So
100%.
This has been very. We're excited. I want you guys to have us back here. We're moving. We're making movement on this. Our only thing holding us back right now is the truck, making sure it's in perfect working order. We just got the truck like Wednesday, and then you got 4th of July, and then shopping for the right mechanic, make sure it's the right person. But we plan to hit the ground running Monday. I'm going to take it to our local mechanic and make sure it's all sound, all the bearings are good, everything. Radiator, all the little minor issues that we discussed, and new tires before we, make a purchase, because we gotta, as I say, put the horse before the cart. But some people disagree. They take the cart before the horse or something with RVs. So, but anyway, I think you.
Well, we're here for you. You know how to get a hold of us. You got any questions?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Larry and Livia.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Yes.
All right.
And in the same regard, of course, if you need a piano teacher, even one that does it over Skype, because that's how we do it.
Absolutely.
We'll get you in touch with Larry.
Yeah, seriously, guys, he's fantastic. The kids have done piano lessons for 3 or 4 years, I believe, and he has been the best teacher that we've had. In that time frame, the kids have come leaps and bounds, and he's smart. He's a great guy. So yeah, if you want to get into music, he's your man for sure.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sure not just piano.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Guess we've never approached that.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I know this was an extra long live, but man, it was a great conversation for sure.
That's right.
Yeah. So this has been Natasha.
And I'm Bill.
With Nursing Our Travel Bug, encouraging you to get out there and nurse what makes you happy. Take care.